Yo, what's up guys, welcome back to another video. This is a reaction to obsolete things from the past 20 years. And yeah, obsolete things. I started these kinds of reactions a few months ago with this specific type of video, and then it led to like all my other reactions to stuff from the past, like life in the 80s in America, or just stuff like that I've been doing recently. And yeah, it's just a thing that I'm fascinated by, and this is the video that's just been posted. If you want to watch the original video, links will be in the description, and then you can find the channel from there. I don't know why I haven't subscribed yet. I swear I would have subscribed by now, but I subscribed because I'm watching this channel a lot and reacting to it a lot, and I find it very fascinating. But we're going to check this out, some things from the past 20 years that have become obsolete. And yeah, links also in the description to my Patreon if you want to see some more of my reactions, but let's jump into it.
Do you
Fatomat.
remember the anticipation of waiting for your film to be developed? Not too long ago, 1-hour photo labs were the go-to place for dropping off your precious photo memories. Cameras once needed film to take pictures, and once all the shots were taken, you could drop it off to be developed.
Oh,
the
wow.
photos would be returned in those photo envelopes, and that's usually where they stayed until you added them to a photo album. With digital cameras and later smartphones, the need for instant prints has dwindled. Nowadays, we snap photos with our phone and usually only share them on social media, making 1-hour photo labs a faded memory.
What the hell? And are they just small little shops like it showed there?
There was once a time when you would use the newspaper to search for needed things. Flipping to the classifieds and circling jobs or scanning for that perfect used car was how we did it. From finding a date to
Newspapers had people selling cars in them. What? A newspaper having people selling their cars and jobs. What the I thought there'd be a specific thing for that, because I know there was a thing that was like that before, because again, how are you going to see if someone's needing to find people for jobs or what? It would obviously make sense to have some sort of booklet thing to do that. But on the newspaper,
advertising a garage sale. The classifieds had a little bit of everything. The internet and the emergence of online platforms like Craigslist transformed the classified ads landscape. Nowadays, we can Google and post things on Facebook Marketplace to find pretty much anything we need, making newspaper classifieds a thing of the past. VCRs were clunky machines that brought movies and TV shows into our living rooms. This was streaming before streaming was a thing. But instead of scrolling through Netflix, we built collections of VHS movies that we would watch using our trusty VCR. Rewinding, fast-forwarding, and sometimes dealing with tangled tapes were all part of the experience. But with new methods of watching movies, like DVD players and then streaming services, VCRs have become a nostalgic relic. We now have instant access to unlimited movies and shows by just turning on the TV with no need to remember to rewind. Carrying around MP3 players in our pockets made us feel like we were living in the future. Those sleek devices filled with all of your curated songs revolutionized the way we listened to music while on the go. They started out as boxy devices, but quickly shrunk in size, making carrying them around even easier. As smartphones became more sophisticated, they began to merge the technologies, and music streaming from your phone became possible. Spotify, Pandora, and Apple Music made our phones an all-in-one device.
but iPods were made until quite relatively recently, because they got smaller and smaller, but they were still being used. Like I was growing up and they were still like making new generations, I'm pretty sure. And then obviously they stopped. But a thing specifically for music, I mean, it's cool, but like I guess yeah, you've just got phones now. You just literally have to connect your phone. It's crazy how all of these things, right, that have been mentioned pretty much, unless I'm forgetting one or two, are now just in one device that we use on a day-to-day basis. That is mental. Imagine in these times like creating an idea like that, of using just this one thing. Oh, you can't see, and it can do all the things that it says that it's mentioning here. It's insane.
That eliminated the need for MP3 players altogether. Once a classic symbol of communication, payphones could be found all over towns across America. Some were completely private with a bifold glass door, while others were just freestanding phones. But regardless of which type you remember most, banks of them were located in airports, shopping malls, and businesses. As mobile phones slowly creeped in, payphones began to disappear. Most of us carry a phone with us at all times now, so the public payphone has become a rare sight. Just like with payphones, phone books have also been rendered obsolete, so we no longer have the need to let our fingers do the walking just to find a phone number in the yellow or white pages. The excitement of a Friday night visit to your local video store was like no other. You could spend hours searching the aisles for a stack of movies to rent before you grabbed some candy and checked out, heading home for an epic movie marathon. Stores like Blockbuster
Again, Blockbuster shut down recently too. Like in the last, 3 years, I think?
and Family Video seemed like they would be around forever, and so too would that feeling of joy when you made your weekly trip to rent even more movies.
What I do find fascinating though is like Blockbuster was such a big company. If they like converted into like the digital age, so then you could, I guess, either buy stuff online or like turn like sort of have become the Netflix before Netflix kind of thing. Because it was big enough to do so, but I guess they just didn't have the mindset, or they didn't realize how quickly times were changing or what. But I guess it could have made them last longer or what, but I'm not too sure.
Those endless shelves have been replaced by the convenience of streaming movies directly to your TV, and video rental stores have simply faded away. Personal digital assistants, and later Blackberry phones, were once the epitome of productivity for business professionals. PDAs had touchscreens and a stylus that allowed you to add contacts and update your calendar, while Blackberries gave you a full keyboard for typing.
Blackberries go back this far? What the heck? Oh, I've got glass all over my... The flipping hell? What the hell? Glass just hanging out of my glass. It's just broken bits of glass. I don't want... Oh my days, man. Oops.
Typing out an email on the go, both of which revolutionized mobile communication. But as smartphones evolved, they offered more advanced features and applications that Blackberry phones just couldn't keep up with.
But Blackberry phones were so in fashion in the early 2010s. I never had one, but everyone they were like the phone at that point. Because what is it? What's your BBM pin? That's like the way you could talk on Blackberry, right? It's crazy to me. That's not even that long ago. That's like 10 years ago, and these were the phone that everyone was wanting. Flipping hell. That is insane to think about.
Today, our smartphones handle everything including emails, calendars, social media, music, and so much more. The process of paying for something at the store used to involve writing paper checks. It didn't matter if you were at the grocery store or at a restaurant. A check was as good as cash. And balancing your checkbook was a ritual for many, meticulously recording transactions and ensuring all your finances were in order. But as online banking, automatic payments, and debit card usage became mainstream, the need for paper checks, along with balancing your checkbook, diminished. Nowadays, most of us just check our bank balance using the mobile app before making a big purchase.
It's a lot easier, that's for sure.
Remember the days of unfolding those massive paper maps to find your way on a vacation? We relied heavily on these guides to get us to where we were going. Later, as the internet emerged, many of us began printing out step-by-step directions from the website MapQuest, which was the first step in replacing actual paper maps. Then there were the GPS systems you could buy and plug into your cigarette lighter, before digital maps
Into your cigarette lighter? What, in your cars? Wait, what? Into your cigarette lighter? I'm so confused. What?
Directions were packaged up in easy-to-use apps on our phones. The era of paper maps is now gone, as we now have real-time traffic updates, turn-by-turn directions, and even voice guidance, all in the palm of our hands.
Crazy.
There was a time when waking up to an alarm clock meant hearing only an annoying beeping or your favorite radio station. Setting the old-school alarm clock was a familiar routine for many of us. That is, however, until cell phones added the feature to their lineup. We now have alarms that can be customized with sounds, waking us up to our favorite song.
Yeah, I don't do that though. Who wants to wake up to their favourite song? Because at the end of the day, you're going to hear that. You're probably going to just want to sleep to it. Unless it's like a loud-ass song. But I just have the basic iPhone alarm sound that makes you feel like you're in a war zone instantly.
And we even have sleep tracking apps that optimize our rest. Alarm clocks have become way more than just an annoying sound that we dreaded each and every morning. The days of landline telephones that plugged into dedicated phone jacks in your house have also become a thing of the past. The jacks may still be there, but it's unlikely you still have a phone plugged into it. Touch-tone phones hanging on the wall once meant anticipating a call from a loved one that might rack up hefty long-distance fees. Many of us waited to call until after 7 p.m. to get a cheaper rate, but long-distance charges were a real concern. It's hard to believe that today we don't even consider it. We now stay connected with friends and family with unlimited mobile plans that cover it all, without the headaches of those extra charges. If you were a teenager in the early 2000s, then you were probably on MySpace. It was once the most popular social media platform, and it allowed you to customize profiles, connect with friends, and discover new music. But as Facebook evolved, MySpace was completely left behind, and eventually abandoned. For some, it still holds a special place in their memory, but for others, it is a laughable precursor to more modern social media.
I never used MySpace. I know about it, but I was too young for it.
Remember when Netflix used to mail you DVDs?
See, I do know about this, but wasn't there one called Love Film? I remember that more. What's Love Film? Oh, did Love Film turn into Netflix? Love Film was bought by... Oh, so Love Film wasn't in the US. It was a UK one. Oh, okay. So it just folded into... Oh, so Love Film... It's just the same as Netflix, but that's... I mean, Netflix, I do remember these times as well, though. Briefly. I mean, I was young. But I feel like it got mailed to us once or twice.
Long before they became the leader in streaming movies and TVs online, Netflix offered DVD rentals that were delivered straight to your mailbox. We eagerly awaited the next movie from our...
Oh, Netflix is a much older company than I realised. It goes back a long way.
queue, and quickly watched it before putting it back in the mail so another one would be sent. As more movies were added to Netflix's online library, the need for physical DVDs became less popular. People wanted to watch things on demand, and grew tired of waiting for them to be sent through the mail. The concept of the family computer was still a real thing in the early 2000s. It was common for households to have a shared desktop computer.
Mate, the amount of times me and my brother argued over who's playing on the games, man. Oh my days, it was just chaos every day. Oh, he's been up for 2 hours, I want to go on it. It would lead to so many fights. God damn, man.
That everyone took turns using for work, school, and games. Whether it was browsing the internet, playing a game of Minesweeper, or chatting with friends on AOL Instant Messenger, we all remember when we had to share that one computer. Now everyone has their own device, starting from a young age, as tablets have become the gateway to a smartphone early on. The need for a shared family computer has been just another thing that has become obsolete within the last 20 years.
They won't know the
Let
pain,
me know in
man.
the
They will not know the pain of having to share a computer.
comments if I missed anything, and maybe even consider supporting the channel over on Patreon.
Is this a Mac? I don't know. God damn. And he's got an ad as well, Legacy Box. Has he got... Wait, oh shit, no, don't want to press that. Legacybox.com recollection. If you do that, I guess it will help him, because if you use the code from here, basically. And yeah, supports the channel. And because this is such a recent video, this is... I know, because I'm reacting to this and I'm posting like 10 days after. Maybe it still is. If you're interested, this will give you a discount on Legacy Box. But the anticipation of waiting for a film to be developed or waiting for the next Netflix in the mail made getting them even more fun. Immediate gratification isn't all it's cracked up to be. Yeah, I guess it's sort of building up excitement, right? That's part of the fun, especially when you're just, again, having to wait for something. All these gadgets and social media platforms are things that these companies have tried to convince us we need. Well, the thing is, all of these things that I mentioned are pretty much now on one device. Because you can even get Netflix on your phone now, which I have it. All of the things here... It's on your phone. Every single one. Which is mental to think, because there's so many things here that all in individual creations, inventions in their times would have been game changing. But yeah, it's wild. But yeah, hopefully you found it fascinating, and yeah, let me know some more of the stuff you want to see, and until next time, subscribe.